What's up, my friend? My name is André. I'll be reacting to 10 reasons the F-35 is now more advanced than you think. Oh boy, this will be a good one. But before I go into that, can I ask you for one thing? If you can leave a like on this video, thank you so much for that, my friend. This is the best way to show support. If you can subscribe, oh man, in that case, forget about it. You make my day. Have that in consideration. Now, link for the original video in my description. You guys end up recommending this one quite a lot. Let's play it.
The F-35 Lightning II is now the world's most dominant multi-role fighter.
Okay.
Its detection range, geolocation, threat identification, and system response capabilities allow the jet to precisely fix and destroy the most advanced threats in the world, including every layer of Russia's latest SA-20 surface-to-air missile, SAM, system. While it still has several rough edges, the F-35 has now crossed several thresholds that make it the most lethal and cost-effective fighter in or nearing production within the NATO alliance.
Okay, quick pause. Recently, my friends, I reacted to the F-22 Raptor. And from what I understand, that's only Americans can have access to that jet, right? But this one is for NATO. But is this even better than the F-22? The F-22... Spoiler, I will try to put the video right there if you did not saw it. But spoiler alert, beast of a plane. I mean, that was incredible. It's almost unbelievable that this one is even better, right? Oh wow. I mean, or not, but I assume since he's a bit bigger on the list, F-22, now we have the 35, this is probably better. This logic makes no sense maybe for you, but for me kind of makes.
Here are 10 things you need to know about this stealth fighter.
Looks amazing, by the way.
1. The first U.S. F-35A wing is fully equipped and already executing combat deployments.
Okay.
The maneuvering restrictions the jet had when first introduced are now completely removed. Even with a complete internal weapons loadout and full internal fuel, pilots can fight without limitation.
That's good.
Last year, I interviewed 30 pilots at Hill Air Force Base, and all 20 with previous experience in fourth-generation fighters said they would rather fly the F-35 in combat than their previous rides. That preference held for almost every dogfight scenario they could imagine.
Oh boy. That almost remembered me the A-10 Warthog. By the way, that's my favorite plane. I'm sorry, I know those planes are better, but the A-10 Warthog have a special place in my heart. I really love it.
2. The price of the Lightning has fallen below even the most optimistic government targets.
That's good.
In 2018, the Congressional Research Service estimated that an F-35A produced in 2020 would cost $77.5 million using constant 2012 dollars. Translating that cost estimate to current year dollars makes the price of each F-35A $87.1 million. The actual cost of an F-35A in fiscal year 2021 is $79.2 million, and it's expected to fall to $77.9 million in 2022, $9.2 million cheaper than the government's best estimate using current year dollars. 3. The F-35A now costs less than any other Ally-produced fourth-plus generation fighter.
This is very important.
A fully combat-equipped F-35A is the same price as an FA-18E-F, $9.8 million below the $87.7 million base price of an F-15EX, and $40 million less than the Eurofighter. And all three of those competitors require additional equipment like multi-million-dollar targeting pods before they can employ weapons in medium-threat combat environments. The F-15EX self-protection system is estimated to cost $7.5 million, and the sniper targeting pod costs more than $1.7 million per jet, making the total cost for a combat-configured F-15EX $19 million more than a full combat-configured F-35A. And none of those...
And the F-35 is better, so this is a no-brainer, right? Man, the F-35 is really good.
Those other jets would last for a day in a modern-day high-threat environment.
this plane is actually fantastic.
4. Competition has increased performance and driven down costs. The total price of an F-35 is comprised of the aircraft assembled and produced by Lockheed Martin and the F-135 engine produced by Pratt & Whitney plus profit. When a Northrop Grumman-produced aircraft subcomponent called the Distributed Aperture System, or DAS, failed to meet reliability thresholds, the system was replaced with the DAS produced by Raytheon that delivers twice the performance and 5 times the reliability at a per-unit cost 45% lower than the Northrop Grumman model. This switch alone will save the government $3 billion over the life of the program.
It's a lot.
5. Not all manufacturers who helped build the F-35 have moved aggressively to reduce costs. Assuming it stayed on track with Pentagon acquisition estimates, Pratt & Whitney is now delivering F-35 engines for $11.8 million a copy. With production efficiencies, that price was expected to fall to $10.7 million by fiscal year 2025 and fiscal year $12, saving the taxpayer another $1 million per fighter. Unfortunately, without a competitive motor available, Pratt & Whitney has made it clear that further savings are no longer in the cards. The ability to competitively reduce engine cost and improve performance was lost when Congress killed funding for the F-35 alternative engine contract in 2011, leaving Pratt & Whitney as a sole source supplier with no incentive to reduce its profits.
Okay. I mean, all of those numbers for me, they do not tell me a lot, I have to be honest. It's a lot of money either way. But I can see the point. I mean, there is competition now, and this becoming a bit cheaper, since this is such an amazing plane, probably makes other planes to get developed a bit more difficult, I would assume, because why, if you have this? I like it.
6. The F-35A cost per flying hour is falling, but one must wade through Mark Twain's lies, damned lies, and statistics to find out how the jet is doing with this often misconstrued metric. The cost per flying calculations vary significantly between evaluating agencies, but all of them add costs for the F-35 that they don't include for the fourth-generation fighters they compare it to.
Okay.
Electronic countermeasures and precision infrared targeting system are built into the F-35, elevating its maintenance requirements and ultimately its cost per flying. Fighters like the F-15EX, F-16C, and F-A-18EF require additional equipment like external pods to give them similar capabilities, but because they're not built in, the pod's acquisition price is not factored into those fourth-generation jets' purchase price, nor are maintenance costs for those systems included in their cost per flying calculations. Lockheed Martin, which shoulders roughly 39% of the F-35 sustainment costs, has reported that its share of the cost has dropped by 44% since 2014. Overall, the F-35's cost per flight hour now stands at roughly $33,000, a figure that includes a roughly $4,000 decrease in cost from 2019 to 2021 alone. Lockheed is also hoping to persuade the Department of Defense to enter into a performance-based logistics contract that it says will allow the company to meet government targets for reducing the F-35's cost per flight hour to $25,000 by 2025.
Still so much. But the idea I'm actually getting off this plane now is super optimized, right? Cost, maintenance, probably the price you have to pay per hour to fly, which is an absurd amount no matter what. But yeah, I mean, this is that's why I would assume this is basically one of the most important jets / planes at NATO, right? Yeah, I would assume.
7. Mission-capable rates for the F-35 rose considerably over the last year, but they're still below the 80% mission-capable threshold set for the fleet by Secretary of Defense in 2018. According to Lieutenant General Eric T. Fick, director of the F-35 Joint Program Office, the mission-capable rate rose to 73.2% in 2019, up 18.5 percentage points from the previous year. With a priority for parts, forward-deployed F-35 combat squadrons were able to sustain an 89% mission-capable rate, which means parts availability for the fleet is still an issue. 8. Depots limit the F-35 mission capability. When an F-35 component fails, it's replaced with an available spare, and the failed part is shipped to a depot for repair. A total of 68 depots are required to effectively sustain the F-35 weapon system, but just 30 are up and running, and only 11 of those are fully operational. Parts availability for the F-35 will continue to hold down mission-capable rates until all depots are operating at capacity. Lockheed Martin and the F-35 Joint Program Office have accelerated their efforts to get depots up and running, and now project that 64 depots will be operational by 2024, 5 years earlier than the estimated 2029. Assuming funding for parts remains consistent, the parts shortfall will end, allowing fleet-wide F-35 mission-capable rates to meet or exceed 80%.
Okay, so I feel like I'm not pausing a lot on this video, which is good for me, but man, this is great info, so I'm learning.
9. The helmet-mounted display system for the F-35A is still having problems. The helmet gives pilots an unparalleled level of situational awareness in combat as it displays all critical flight and weapons systems data on the inside of the pilot's visor.
Yeah, the helmet sometimes... I was about to say they are even more impressive than the plane, but okay, that's going a bit too far. But they are also crazy impressive.
Image from the system's built-in night vision camera is also projected onto the visor, as is the image from the distributed aperture system that automatically tracks and provides vivid cues directly to the pilot on the location of friendly and enemy aircraft.
Okay.
The helmet is a game changer in combat, but interface issues with its display have caused pilots to become disoriented when refueling or while landing the jet at night.
Oh boy, that's not good. Why is this happening actually? I mean...
Lockheed Martin went to work fixing this system just as soon as pilots flagged it as an urgent operational need, and that fix is currently being fielded for Navy F-35Cs.
So this video is a bit old. I assume nowadays this is already fixed.
Take several years before the helmet fix makes its way to the Air Force.
Oh, maybe not.
10. The Autonomic Logistics Information System, or ALIS, is still too big, slow, and suffering too many problems. Every aspect of the F-35A's maintenance, supply, and operations are managed through the F-35 ALIS. Much like an Apple iPhone operating system, ALIS is a computer operating system that holds a conglomeration of 65 applications, subprograms, or modules. Some were built exclusively for the F-35A, others are commercial off-the-shelf programs. The problems arise when digital inputs from either the jet or a more modern ALIS application meet analog inputs or processing from another module. The Department of Defense has elected to replace ALIS with a cloud-based operational data integrated network. The new system is designed to decrease workload and increase mission capability rates for all F-35 variants and should begin fielding later this year. Overall, the F-35A fighter is flying exceptionally well. It now provides the United States with significant competitive advantage against peer competitor threats. Shortfalls in repair parts and other smaller issues need to be fixed as soon as possible, but the capabilities that the F-35 provides the nation today, along with the dramatic drop in price, make Air Force decisions to procure the F-15EX and to not ramp up F-35A procurement very puzzling indeed. The aircraft provides a capability America needs to engage in strategic competition.
Okay, actually this was really interesting. I was not aware of this. I mean, it's for me still a bit confused. There is a lot of confusion on my head when it comes to all of those F planes, because I think all of them look amazing, and I think that's normal, to be honest. This one seems tremendous. I mean, I have to say it. This one seems really good. There is a couple of things that can become better, like the narrator ended up saying at the end. But overall, great stuff. My friends, if you end up enjoying this video, do not forget to leave a like. I like to react to military stuff, but I'm not totally sure if this is the way you guys want me to go with this channel or not. Leaving a like means that you enjoy this type of reactions. Thank you for watching. See you guys next time. Bye, my friends.